Understanding reduces the greatest to simplicity, and lack of it causes the least to take on the magnitude. Raymond Holliwell. Again, another good reason to keep things simple like we strive to do here each and every day. Let's jump into these charts. We almost always start with the S&P 500. We'll do so today. We see stocks are mixed, bonds, gold, Bitcoin down. What's happening with the S&P? Well, we see that we are pushing through, and even if we update this trend line to the last two, you can see how we have pushed through and the trend has changed. Do you see that? It is above the trend line. Now, does that mean it'll stay there as the week progresses? It could drop back through it. It could sure do that. We could end up seeing it really flat. But you think that, again, I just don't think as we start this week, there's going to be any way to potentially draw it up, but I could be wrong. But right now we're just Monday into it, up 0.19%. So that's not much. So we will keep an eye on it. It does look like, particularly after this prior week, let's take a look at that. We saw above average volume. We saw where things, potentially made the bottom here with lots of activity. And then we can see where things started to turn around, decent volume, and then moving in that direction. We have, again, as we look at where things are on the 2-day chart, let's blow this up a little bit so we can see what's happening on the 2-day chart. Stretch it out some, maybe bring it down. There we go. We can see where things for 4 days popped up. Now we have a doji that is representing the movement for Friday, and today it is red. So again, we will be watching and seeing just what's happening as the next move takes place. We look at what happened during the course of the day. We can see where the doji came from. We can see where things peaked and then rolled down and then started to move up. And this, of course, represents 1, 2, 3, 4. It represents that movement in there. That was Friday morning, afternoon, to Monday morning, afternoon. On Tuesday, we will be getting a new candle. So we will wait, watch, and see. Starting the week off, though, really, bolting above that prior trend line. Now, what's up with the NASDAQ 100? A little different here. It was down 0.69%, and you can see where we pushed up on this potential ceiling here and where we're still there. Things, again, down for the day. We do have a green candle that is forming. We do have green volume right now. We can see where this latest 2-day candle representing Friday and Monday is decidedly, again, smaller, not pushing through that potential ceiling there. We can see on the half day where we pushed up to it and then have just slid along sideways, maybe trending down a little bit. I guess if we drew a trend line in there, we could draw a down trend line. So we will keep an eye on things and see if this is literally going to be a break, as it was previously back on the week beginning the 30th of January. Is that going to be another break? Is it going to push through during this week and continue up, or roll over and head down? We'll wait, watch, and see. We're just in Monday, so we don't have to get all bent out of shape. What do we see with 20-year bonds? This is, I just screwed up my line here. Let me bring this back down. I was trying to bring everything up. There we go. And make this a little bigger for us. We are down 2.32%. We can see where on this half-day chart, 2-day chart, we have come through we were starting to move through on the prior 2-day candle representing Wednesday, Thursday of last week, and then the Friday of last week and Monday of this week. We can see we're there at average volume. And again, we've got another doji here, 3 dojis, lots of indecision after things started trying to move up. That's telling us something. We can see on the half day where things, pushed up and then starting to roll over, heading down. So we will keep an eye again to see if we've really just hit the wall there or the ceiling, and if we're just going to start coming down. We can see we had red volume last week. Explained to you before how we determine what our volume is. Can I show you that really quickly? Let's see if I can. When we look at volume, we have set our color based on the previous close. You can take that off and it changes. Did you just see that happen? Look over here. When I put that on, okay, it's basing the color on the previous close. So again, this was lower than the previous close, so we've got down volume showing. Again, it's just helpful. Makes it a little bit different. Otherwise, your volume's always going to be exactly the same as your candle color. That's the reason I changed it. It seems to be a little more helpful. So that is where we are on bonds. Bonds weakening as we start the week off. What about gold? Gold was down 0.93% for the day. You can see here on the half-day chart where things had peaked there on Thursday afternoon, and then, rolling over since then heading down. We can, of course, see where things moving, topping, and now we've gone from green up candles with wicks on top to a spinning top. Again, just right there at average volume. Volume has reduced. And of course, how are we starting the week off? Well, it's just the first day, and we are right there on that prior trend line. So we will keep an eye on things when it comes to gold. Let's blow this up. And do we have any potential for, I'm just looking, well, we can see where we had that little, after gold made that really high. We can see where back on the week beginning the 18th of April, it's about where it was last week. So we'll keep an eye on those kinds of things. And of course, as we look at this expanded weekly chart, you can see all the volume here on the week beginning the 13th of March. And then, of course, the 20th of March, big candle, higher high, volume decreasing. And of course, we're just starting this week off, but again, with the negative volume. So we'll wait, watch, and see if gold maybe has reached an intermediate high and starts to roll over. We'll keep an eye on those things. Okay, lastly, we'll go to Bitcoin. Bitcoin pulling back 3.39%, starting the week off weekly. We can see we're above average volume last week. And of course, our volume's gone to red. We can see a spinning top, almost a doji on the 2-day chart. And we can see where things most recently peaked on Wednesday morning and have been deteriorating since then. That is where we are on Bitcoin. Hope you guys enjoyed our Charting Cryptos and Commodities we put out on Friday. If you've not listened to that yet, please go ahead and listen to it. We always love to hear from you. CW at chartingwealth.com. If you appreciate what we do, then of course consider becoming a Patreon member. Help underwrite some of the costs to the channel. God bless, my friends. All the best from the whole team at Charting Wealth World Headquarters.